Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. Now if you're new here, then please like I always say, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that you don't have to miss on any of our interesting videos. Make sure to always give our videos a thumbs up if you enjoy our content. Now in today's video, I want us to discuss a tragic and baffling case that has left a family and our entire community searching for answers. 20-year-old twins with their entire lives ahead of them were found unalived in Georgia, 90 miles away. Now, the investigation led by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, has left more questions than answers, with preliminary findings suggesting an unaliving S-side. But the family of the twins is not convinced. They're demanding answers, and rightfully so. How did the twins end up in a remote mountain area with no known connection to the region? And why did they miss their flight to Boston? And what really happened in the 24 hours leading up to the discovery of their bodies? As our community reacts to this devastating news, many are questioning the investigation's findings and the persistence of the unaliving suicide narrative. Was it a tragic accident, a heinous crime, or something more sinister? So join me as we take a look into this troubling case and explore the questions and concerns that our community and the family are raising. So with that said, let's take a look at the videos as the family explains what happened and what the GBI is saying. I will be right back.
Answers. We want to know exactly what happened to the twins.
Nazir and Kydir Lewis.
Those my nephews.
Just a few weeks shy of their 20th birthday.
I can get past it, they're gone.
The twins' uncle, Raheem Bronner.
They're very protective of each other. They love each other. They're like inseparable. So I couldn't imagine them hurting each other because I never even seen them get into a fist fight before.
The GBI saying their preliminary investigation points to the twins being alive.
We knew right away that wasn't true.
Family says the twins had a 7 a.m. flight to Boston last Friday.
Right there, we never heard from them. They missed their flight. We don't know what happened.
24 hours later, the twins' body found 90 miles away.
How they end out in the mountains, they don't hike out there. They've never even been out there. They don't know nothing about Hiwassee, Georgia. They never even heard of Bell Mountains. So how did they end up right there?
A mystery this family is trying to solve.
They had a huge support system. Like, we know them that they wouldn't do anything like this. So to say that they did this to each other when they come from a family of love, and they love each other, they always together, we don't believe that. They didn't do this to each other. Something happened in those mountains, and we want answers.
Okay, 92%. I know we said that we were standing down, but two of our nephews were found unalive in a mountaintop in Bell Mountain, Georgia, which is also right next to and is a sundown town, and we need to talk about it. Deer and Nazir Lewis were on their way to see friends when they missed a flight, and they were found 24 hours later at the top of Bell Mountain in Georgia. Initially, cops are trying to frame this as, but their mother is saying they have never been anywhere near Bell Mountain, Georgia. They don't know about it as they are only 19. Now, they were supposed to get on a flight to go see friends in Texas, and they never made it, yet the police are not releasing any footage from them leaving the airport or even anything leading up to the moments where they missed their flight and left because of it. They don't know if they missed their flight because they were already unalived. They don't know if they missed their flight by accident and asked someone for help. They're just saying it was I have been digging into Bell Mountain where they were found, and it is known as Towns County. Towns County is a sundown town and has been for the longest. There was a sharp drop in black residents between the 1900s and 1910s and had zero African Americans within its borders from 1920 to 1940. Evidence suggests that the seat of Kahwa-East County, which is where they are, had a reputation for violence against African Americans, particularly after nightfall. Census from 2020 and 2000 can confirm that there were only 12 black residents in this county and the nearby city where these people were found. Don't believe me that Bell Mountain in Georgia is located in Towns County. It's right there, and the nearby town is Hawa-East, and Bell Mountain is situated near the town of Hawa-East, which is right where these boys were. 92%. This story is not getting the attention it needs, and I'm telling you, this is not right. And those boys did not just leave that airport. Their mother is saying they don't even know about Bell Mountain.
In hell, that these two twins, Nazir and Quadir Lewis, missed their flight to Boston, but was found 90 miles from their daggone home in the mountains, Bell Mountains to be exact. Like, you lying. Ain't no daggone way y'all gonna sit here on this daggone internet and try to act like them daggone boys. This is what the news and stuff and police are basically trying to say. Now, I ain't no detective or nothing, but from reading their story and basically listening to their family members, how they spoke so good of them, this is not no dag. Someone obviously took these two boys and unalived them. So why is the police and news people basically trying to say that it's knowing damn well these boys did not unalive themselves? Now, the family is waiting on the toxicology report to come back, and I'm also waiting to see what they're going to say when it comes to these two boys, because I know without a doubt that these boys did not unalive themselves. These two twin boys, like, please. All I know is, if anybody have any information when it comes to this story, if y'all seen anything, please speak up, because this family need their closure. Like, they need their closure. Period, point blank. So if you seen or know anything when it comes to these two twin boys, please call the nearest police department and let them know. Just know I am praying for the Lewis family. Y'all should not even be going through this. 19 years old. They were 19 years old, y'all. Like, I'll be back with part 2 when I get a lot more information on these two twin boys' stories. Nazir and Quadir, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, boys, that we live in this world.
I see a lot of people that are talking about the other young man that was found down there last year in those same mountains down there. I covered that story. You can see it right there, February 2024, right when it happened. I went ahead and covered that story. And his adoptive parents, or the adoptive father, and a lot of people in that community that looked like this got up there and tried to discount the whole thing. They got up there and said that, oh, he did it to himself, just let it go and all this stuff. I got about 4 or 5 videos. And the reason I said I have no faith in none of them, the law enforcement down there solving this, is because the same thing they're trying to say about the Lewis twins is the same thing they said about Trevante Helton. And the reason I got her picture up there is because that's who Trevante was dating. And she came up with all kinds of different stories and stuff. And living in that area, like I showed you on that map, this map right here, that's a no-no. That is a no-no. We can't control who we love. We can't control who we want to build a life with. It shouldn't even be that way when people get up here and want to take out somebody who is just wanting to live a life and love somebody. But in that case right there with Trevante, that right there was a total setup. I'll find those videos. That way you guys can watch all of them and look at the comments also. So I've been crying aloud about this. A lot of us have been crying aloud about this right here. What's going on down there in those mountains? What's going on down there in Georgia? It's all over the place. But now it's just amped up and it's coming to light. A whole lot of things. From the cases down in Texas, the ones in Florida with the young lady, Yona Lubrin, all kinds of them, where we found where they try to declare, when you look like this, they try to declare that it's self-inflicted, not even investigating it at all. That's why I'm encouraging the family to get your own private investigator. And if you need one, we have one on our staff. There's a private investigator that's licensed all over. But the family needs to get a private investigator, and they need to have their own independent autopsy done. Because none of them deserved any of this. None of them.
Now, after missing a flight, family have called for answers after twin brothers were found unalived, pew-pewed on top of a remote mountain. Now, these 19-year-old brothers were found pew-pewed on top of a remote mountain in the US a day after missing a flight to Boston to visit friends, and their family is refusing to accept authorities suggesting an unaliving S-side theory. It is said that these twins disappeared on March 7th after missing their 7 a.m. flight, with the teens found unalived by a hiker the next day at the summit of Bell Mountain near the North Carolina border. Now, hikers made the discovery and got in contact with the Towns County 911 Center around 11:05 a.m. local time, with the Towns County Sheriff's Office requesting involvement from the GBI. And according to a preliminary investigation, authorities believe these teens, who were found with pew-pew-shot wounds, got unalived as a result of an unaliving S-side, with autopsies pending and an investigation ongoing per the news release. Now, the twins' family has been left shocked by the discovery, with relatives telling Georgia NBC affiliate that they thought the teens were visiting friends in Boston at the time. And according to the outlet, family members said the siblings booked a 7 a.m. flight to Boston on March, and 24 hours before they were discovered in an area that they believe these twins had never visited before. Now, the plane tickets were found in their wallets. Family members added, "We want answers. We want to know exactly what happened to the twins. They're very protective of each other. They love each other," their uncle Rahim Bronner added. "They are like inseparable. I couldn't imagine them hating each other because I've never seen them get into a fist fight before." Now, Samira said the location where the teens were located, roughly 90 miles away from Lawrenceville, was one they had never even heard of. So how did they end up out in the mountains? They don't hike out there. They've never been out there. They don't know anything about Hiwassee, Georgia. So how did they end up right there? A spokesperson for the GBI told people on Sunday, March 16th, that an autopsy is complete and official results are pending additional forensic tests. Now, I've been listening to the family's account of the twins' disappearance and tragic unaliving. Like, I've listened to it more than twice, and I have to say that something just doesn't add up. From what the family is saying, these twins were incredibly close, loving and protective of each other. They were each other's rock, and the thought of one harming the other just doesn't compute. The unaliving S-side narrative that the investigators are trying to push just doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's just me, but are we really expected to believe that these twins who were supposed to be on a flight to Boston just decided to miss their flight and take a detour to a remote mountain area they would never been to before? And then out of the blue, they decide to unalive themselves. Like, really? Make it make sense. It's just not believable. And even if we were to accept that they did decide to harm themselves, yes, where did they get the pew-pews from? The investigators claim it's an unaliving S-side, but they haven't provided any evidence to support that claim. No pew-pews, no motive, no nothing. But these twins had pew-pew shots. It's like they're expecting us to just, take their word for it without providing any real answers or evidence. And that's just not good enough. The family deserves better. The community deserves better. And those twins deserve better, because we need to keep pushing for answers, keep demanding that the investigators do their job and provide us with the truth. Because right now, the truth is being obscured by a narrative that just doesn't add up. So I don't know, but I am not buying it. And I don't think anyone else should. I don't know, but we all have different opinions on this, and I would love to hear your own opinion on this. But it's not just adding up. What they're saying and what the family is saying is not just adding up. And we will wait for the autopsy, and we'll wait for the results, and we hope for, answers. I'm not just still convinced by the unaliving S-side narrative. I think we need to take a step back and just wait for the autopsy results before we jump to any conclusions. But right now, there are just too many unanswered questions. Like, how did the twins end up in that remote area? What happened to them between the time they missed their flight and the time their bodies were found? And what about the pew-pews? Where did they come from? I'm not buying the idea that these twins who were supposedly so close and loving would suddenly turn on each other like that. It just doesn't add up. And let's be real, we've seen cases like this before where the initial narrative doesn't quite match up with the evidence. So for now, I think we should just wait and see what the autopsy results reveal. But I'm not speculating. I'm not accusing anyone. I'm just saying that we need to be cautious and not jump to conclusions. The family deserves answers. So let's just take a deep breath and wait for the truth to emerge. I have a feeling that there's more to this story than meets the eye, and I will definitely update you on what happens or the results of what is going to come out from this. Thank you for always watching, but I want you to share your thoughts as well, because I don't think I'm the only one who thinks like this. So I also want you to share your thoughts, and maybe we can just, talk about this more. So do share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for always watching, and see you in our next video as we bring you another video.